Actually, I do not want to convert my channel into a crime channel, and I want to stick to the intention with the motive I started this channel to make you people smarter, better, and to help you become the better version of yourself. I generally refrain from speaking on any such stories and incidents, but just because it has become the talk of the nation and almost everybody is talking about it. It is a huge buzz on internet, especially on X, and obviously media is reporting it very heavily on all mainstream media. The news is being aired. So I also thought of speaking on it. I think that there are a few lessons that we can take, and there are also a few psychological stuff we can learn through the story. Obviously, I'm talking about the story of Sonam Raghuvanshi. So, first of all, let's try to understand how come this news has become such a big news. Well, obviously, the way everything is planned by the girl and the way the entire story unfolded, it kind of drew all of us. I mean, the story has been shocking, thrilling, it is full of suspense. So there are many elements into it which made the story quite interesting and somewhere succeeded in drawing the attention of all of us. But besides these reasons, there is one huge reason why this story is getting such a huge attention from all around the country. Well, actually, for ages, we all have been told that men are violent and aggressive, and men are very much prone to wrongdoings because of their violent nature, because of their aggressive nature. They are very much prone to wrongdoings, and throughout ages in society, in mainstream media, the man has been established as a evil criminal. This narration of this, actually, just because we are used to this narration which has been established into mainstream system, that men are evil, men are capable of doing heinous crimes because of their violent and aggressive nature. So when we uh, come to listen to or maybe read to any such story, of course it shocks us. I'm not saying that crime stories do not shock us. Even when men are involved into it, even when men are the main culprit, it somewhere shocks us. But just because this narration of men being evil and criminal, men being prone to wrongdoings, it does not shock us a lot. It does not instill too much of curiosity in us because we know this is how men are. It has been established into the mainstream, and we come to know about a news, we read about it, and we just forget about it. But when we find out that a woman has done something so vicious and heinous, it shocks us more. It instills more curiosity in us, and it draws our attention more and more intensely also. Why? Because right through ages, a very virtuous and perfect image of woman has been promoted not only by media but also in society. Right from the beginning, we have been told, I mean, not from the beginning of humanity, but I'm talking about myself, right from my uh, childhood age or younger age, I've been listening to it that women are goddesses, women are prudent, women are noble, women are virtuous, and they are so innocent and they are so naive. They are incapable of doing anything evil. They are incapable of doing harm. They are incapable of doing any harm to anybody. So when we have been growing up with this very virtuous, perfect, and innocent image of women, when any such story comes before us, we get shocked. Even to, I mean, even right from our inside, we get shocked because somewhere our lifelong belief about women gets shattered. It becomes quite hard for us to digest any such news about women. We have been told right from our young age that women are goddesses, women are virtuous, women are innocent. And then when we come to know, uh, when we come to read or listen to any such news, it shatters our lifelong belief which we have established inside us about women. So, right to our core, we get shocked, and somewhere it instills more curiosity in us, and somewhere it also becomes kind of pretty impossible for us to digest it, to grasp it, that how come a godlike creature, an innocent creature, can be so heinous, can be so vicious? How can a goddess act and behave like a human? Right from our childhood, we have been told that women are god-like angelic creature. And then when we see them acting and behaving like a flawed human, it shatters our lifelong belief. It shocks us right to our core, and it instills more intense curiosity in us. And because of this reason, these news are becoming talk of the nation. These news are creating so much of buzz around because we are unable to believe that how come a godlike creature, a perfect, virtuous creature, can act like a flawed human, can do such heinous and vicious act. So this is one thing about the whole story. Why such news are becoming talk of the nation and why they are receiving this much of buzz around. This is one reason, because it is kind of impossible for us to digest that a godlike creature can, how come a godlike creature can act like any flawed human. Whenever we come across a news where men are involved in any such heinous act, we take it as normal and common, because we have been told right throughout that men are evil, men are criminal, they are violent, they are very much capable of doing such evil things. So it does not shock us to our core. But then when we come across a news where women are doing such heinous and vicious act, it shakes us to our core, it shatters our lifelong belief. And because of this reason, all these news are getting so much of attention these days, because it is breaking our lifelong belief. It is breaking the unfallible image of woman. And we are coming to realize that women are also human. They are also flawed. They are also capable of doing such heinous and vicious crime. And as this will become normal and common to all of us, as more and more people will begin taking women as another human, as more and more people will stop taking women as goddesses and angels, these news will become common, these news will become normal, and everybody will start accepting it, and somewhere society as a whole will become more cautious and alert also towards women, because now people know that women are also flawed humans and they are also very much capable of doing as much evil as a man is capable of doing. Now another thing, I mean, let's come to the story now. Let's come to the story. So I think the first responsibility goes to the parents of the Sonam when they knew that their daughter is not ready for marriage, or maybe she was not ready to marry the guy. Why they still forced her into the marriage? See, there is an age where you need to put proper control on your kids, and once that age is gone, and if you failed in giving proper upbringing and lessons and morality to your kid, then you cannot imposing or forcing your control over her or him afterwards. I mean, there is an age of putting your control over your kid. And if you failed to control, I mean, if you failed to hold a proper control over your kid when there was the right age, when there was the right time, you cannot control them afterwards. Once your kid becomes independent and freedom loving, then you cannot force yourself and your orders on him or her. So somewhere a responsibility goes on parents also. When they knew that their daughter is not ready for the marriage, why did they force her? Why did they not listen to her? Now comes to Sonam. It's kind of hard to digest that how come a 24-year-old woman, I think I've been telling you right through my coaching videos to all of you boys that women become smart at very young age. I told you about an incident where a 22 or 23 years old lady was blackmailing a policeman in front of whom we cannot speak in loud voice. This girl had courage to actually blackmail him. So even in this scenario, you can see that a 24 years old lady, a 24 years old girl has committed such heinous and vicious act. When this girl had this option of talking to the boy with whom her marriage was arranged. See, if your parents were not listening to you, if your parents were not ready to accept your decision of not marrying, you always had the choice to talk to the boy you are engaged to. So, what this woman chose, instead of sitting with the boy and create a plan about how to convince her parents for canceling the marriage, for not going ahead with the marriage, she chose to sit with other four boys and plan how to kill the innocent boy, the boy who had no role into it. That innocent young boy lost his life for no reason. He had no reason to be there in that story, in the story of that girl Sonam, merely because his parents scheduled his marriage with the girl. He was there. Imagine the level of cruelty this girl has done on this innocent boy, the boy who had no role to play there. And when this girl had the choice to sit with the boy and to explain him everything and then convince him or make a plan with him to eventually go and convince the parents not to go ahead with the marriage. She chose to sit with some other four boys and plan the murder, a cruel murder of an innocent boy. I think police is doing its job, and this girl deserves severe punishment, and the law and the police will make sure that the criminal is getting the punishment, because throughout the woman had the choice to cancel the marriage somehow. If her parents were not listening, she had the choice to explain everything to the boy she was engaged to. She could have sit with him, she could have explained him everything, and she could have made a plan with him about how to convince her parents for canceling the marriage. This woman still chose to sit with other four boys and plan the murder of the innocent boy, the innocent boy who had no role to play there. Now let's talk about the weakest link of the whole story. And I want all of you boys to listen from here very carefully. The weakest link and the most stupid link of the entire story are those four boys, especially one, the manager of that girl, who agreed to take the life of that innocent boy simply because of the girl, simply because this girl told them to take the life of an innocent boy. These stupid boys could not use their brain. Instead, they just went ahead into the emotion, into the flow of the emotion. They just went ahead into the flow of the emotion and got persuaded by that smart girl into committing a heinous crime. Boys, what do I always tell you? You never take the lead of a woman. You never you never follow the instructions or orders of a woman. Women are short sighted. They cannot think long term. And most of the things they are doing and saying are momentary. They are simply uttering it or maybe doing it merely out of the heat of the emotion only. Even many times they are not sure about what they are telling or saying. And I have also told you many times that in women's dictionary, there is no definition of right or wrong. Women are all about themselves. This is what they think about all the time. Their benefit. And they are willing to go to any extent to assure their benefit. And any boy who is becoming a yes man, a pawn of a woman, is doing a huge mistake in his life. You can see in this example, those four stupid boys got themselves involved into such serious mess because of this one woman, simply because this woman told them to go ahead and take the life of an innocent boy. These stupid boys could not use their brain, and instead of telling no to the woman, instead of not taking her and her words seriously, they chose to follow her orders. They chose to do whatever the girl asked them to do. Boys, I want all of you to inscribe in your brain that there is no glory in sacrificing yourself for a woman. Boys, there is no glory in killing yourself for a woman. You do not go ahead and do anything simply because a woman is telling you to do it. You need to keep your brain open. You need to remain in your senses. Women cannot think long term, but being a man, you need to think long term. You need to think about the consequences of your actions, of what this woman is asking you to do. Many of you think that there is some sort of glory in protecting a woman. There is some sort of glory in helping a woman pull her out of her misery. And you stupid boys, go ahead and put yourself into mess, into serious troubles, simply because you think that if you go ahead and sacrifice yourself to protect a woman, to to pull her out of her misery, there is some sort of trophy you will achieve from someone or from somewhere. Boys, you need to kill that white knight, that survivor who is inside you. You do not put yourself into troubles because of any woman. You do not kill yourself because of any woman. There is no glory in sacrificing yourself because of any woman. It is not your job to protect a woman. It is not your job to pull a woman out of her misery. And you never take the instructions and lead of a woman. Always, before taking any step, you use your brain first. You never go ahead and simply do something simply because some woman is asking you to do or maybe telling you to do. Women are very smart in putting forward a persona of an innocent and helpless lady before us men in order to persuade us and many times to manipulate us into doing something to favor her, something which is going to benefit her. And many of us boys are so dumb, and many of us have been turned into dumb by movies and media. We have been told this narration from movies and media that if we'll go ahead and protect a lady, pull a lady out of her misery, we'll achieve some trophy from somewhere or maybe from someone. So, boys, and in fact, this is something, see, I've just told you that I do not want to turn my channel into a crime channel, which is why I refrain myself from talking about all of these incidents going on around us. But I have seen this in many cases. Simply because some woman is asking a man to do a crime, these stupid men are going ahead and doing the crime. Why? For what? What are you all achieving by putting yourself into unnecessary troubles and into unnecessary mess because of a woman? What sort of glory are you getting out of it? So at least you boys who are listening to me always know all of these things. I think I have been repeating all of these things in my coaching videos also. You never take the instructions and orders of a woman. You never go ahead and do anything simply because a woman is telling you to do. There is no glory in sacrificing yourself for a woman. You do not need to kill yourself to protect a woman, to pull a woman out of her misery. It is not your job to pull a woman out of her misery. It is not your job to protect a woman. Always use your brain, remain in your senses. And women cannot think long term. But being a man, you can know this. Always first think about the consequences of your actions, consequences of what this woman is asking you or maybe telling you to do, and then decide what to do with it. And in case of women, I am telling you, most of their talks are momentary, just in the fit of a moment, or maybe in the heat of the emotion, in the fit of the emotion, or maybe in the heat of a moment, they are just simply uttering whatever they are uttering. They are just simply thinking whatever they are thinking. You stupid boys, do not go ahead and start taking their words too seriously, or start taking them too seriously. Just listen to them and forget about them. So I hope you have got all the point. First of all, why these news are becoming buzz of the nation. These news are becoming buzz of the nation because we have been growing up with a very perfect and virtuous and harmless image of women. Now when many of these women are coming out and acting as another flawed human, we are getting shocked, and somewhere our already established belief about women is getting shattered. So, because of this reason, these news are becoming talk of the nation and are receiving so much of attention. Now, parents' job is to control their kid when she or he is in the right age. There is a time to give a proper upbringing and lessons to your kid. And once your kid become independent, once he or she has crossed an age, do not try to force yourself on them. Always sit and talk before going ahead with any decision. And when the girl always had the choice to sit with the boy and to explain him everything and to plan with him, to go to the parents and somehow convince them to cancel the marriage, this woman chose to conspire the entire plan with some four boys and take the life of an innocent boy. And I think no crime can be more heinous than this. And this girl deserves severe punishment. I hope police and law will do their job, and the woman will get the deserving punishment from the judiciary. And for those stupid four boys who put themselves into the mess only because of a woman, I want to tell you that you have done such a, I'm not getting the word. I mean, it is such a stupid thing to go ahead and do a crime simply because a woman is telling you to do a crime. At least you boys who are listening to me, remain in your senses, use your brain always. Never take the lead of a woman. Never go ahead and do anything simply because a woman is telling you to do it. Always know that women are emotionally very fluctuating and fragile. And always know that you do not kill yourself to protect a woman. It is not your job to pull a woman out of her misery. And always remember, inscribe it somewhere in your brain. I am telling you, there is no glory in sacrificing yourself for a woman.